Okay, it's the last video on robbing the beehives and processing honey for 2026 anyway. It's August the 6th or the 7th, something like that. But while the honey is still filtering through the cheesecloth and draining out, I've got the centrifuge reloaded. I took, and you can see the frames have, let me show you. This is honey that's still got caps on them, right? The honey's capped for the most part. Well, it's all capped. Some of it's full and some of it's not. Last two frames I got, but these, I've cut the caps off these. So the cell's exposed and it won't centrifuge unless you open the cell up. You gotta take the cap off of it. The bees fan the honey as they're filling these cells in these frames. They fan the honey and they take the moisture off of it. When the moisture content gets right and the cells are full, they'll cap it with wax. It's fascinating if you read on it, you know. If you don't believe in a God or if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, read on bees and tell me that was an evolutionary thing, and I'd say you'll find Christ. But anyway, I put my, like maybe a makeshift socket, and I put it in the driver, and it's just a couple of gears in there. They're miter gears is all they are, 245-degree miter gears. And they spin this. I'll take the cap off so you can see it. It won't spin out. But you got a miter gear here and you got one at the bottom. You got a bearing in each end. It's no big deal. You just stick this on here and get her going, and as you turn this, it spins the frames. And the outside of the frame, this side of the frame, is the only part of the frame that you're going to centrifuge honey out of. And once you get this side clean and empty, you got to flip this frame over. So this side is on the outside of the frame holder. I hope that's clear. Anyway, I mean, there's a lot of high-powered centrifuges. Good Lord, they have them that are 6 and 8 and 10 frame. But, you know, we got 6 or 7 highs, 10 at the most. I'll spin this, and you can see the honey running down the inside of the inner part of the centrifuge wall. Spin this for about 3 minutes, and then you flip those frames, and then I go back and I re-spin both sides of each frame. I do it twice to get as much honey out of the frame as I can. Really nothing labor intensive about it. It just takes a little bit of time or a little bit of effort. We really enjoy the bees. They help my garden pollinate. They help the beans and the corns and the farm pollinate. They help Shelley's flowers pollinate. For bees, we wouldn't be here. But when it quits spinning, and I'll pull one frame out to show you. So you can see the honey is pretty much gone out of the honeycomb that they build out of wax. Now the other side is still full of honey, see? So I have to rotate this so the empty comb is towards the inside of the separator and the full side of the frame is towards the outside, right? Those dark spots and the light red spots, that's just pollen. And they put a little pollen on the comb. It won't hurt you. Matter of fact, pollen's good for you. So I rotated them, so I got the other side of the foundation frame facing outside that's got the honey on it. And I'll just drop down here and get my socket on the shaft and start spinning it. And as it loses honey, you can increase the RPM just manually. It's not difficult. If you got a hankering to do this, you'll learn real quick what works for you. And I will tell you this about beekeepers and people that fancy bees, honeybees. If you ask a question to 100 different beekeepers, you're going to get 90 different answers. And I think that's the thing that people like about beekeeping is they can do it their way and it still works for them. There's no one way. There's all kinds of ways to do this stuff. And everybody just kind of finds their way and what works for them, and low stress. It's a fun hobby. You know? And the shoots they got out today, I think you could be allergic to bees. If you get the right queens, make up the right hives. You know, the last 2 times we've worked with bees, nobody got stung. You know, you just follow the right protocol.